Now, only a day's passed, so do understand when you only see our little baby Skull Maramon. So this device is very odd. I have been prompted to do some research into this by some comments in the last video, some very helpful comments, thank you all everyone, and I went out to find a guide for it, and I followed this guide at this site that's called the DRP. It's the Digital Research Project, headed by New Autumn apparently, so thanks to them for the guide. I will say though, that information on the Pendulum Cycle is incomplete. I love that. I love that kind of thing so much, because I have to worry less about people in the comments being like, uh-oh, you didn't know everything about the device, even though you like doing things blind, uh-oh, so I like it. But let me just give you the rundown of this thing's life cycle. It's called the Pendulum Cycle because once it becomes rookie, it just cycles every day. Like, it will evolve or not evolve based on what you do with it, and then at the end of the day, it'll reset back to the rookie form. And then the next day, you can just do it all over again if you want, and you can try going down different paths every day. It's pretty fun. So what we had before, right, was Mokumon, which then evolved into Puchi Maramon or Petite Maramon, which then evolved into Pico Devimon or Demi Devimon, and then from there, they weren't doing a thing. And it's a good thing I looked into this. It's a good thing y'all were giving me heads up, eh? Because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten anything. But the kicker is, the thing that kind of makes this whole series a little difficult, I'm gonna have to rework a few things about the way I run the series, is that from rookie, they check whether or not they can evolve every hour and a half or hour or so. No one knows for sure, I guess. But every 60 to 90 minutes, they'll be like, hey, am I Chonk enough? Because apparently that's most of what makes them evolve into different things, or evolve period, is weight, you know? Care mistakes? Forget it. Perfect care? Don't even think about that. You see this poop? Don't even worry about that poop. That poop's probably totally fine to be there. It looks like Skull Maramon's doing just fine with it, but it's weight. So I had Demi Devimon for so long doing nothing, and then I made them eat a bunch of proteins, a bunch of meats, yeah, and then they changed. And I got footage of it, because with the way that this series is a check-in, there's no way that we would actually be able to see stuff. So I set them to record, and then, you know, did the requirements, and then sure enough, they totally evolved. Also, I was able to capture some footage of the random battles that happen. They'll just be randomly assaulted by some Digimon, and you gotta defeat them. And then that's pretty much it. I am seeing some overflow with this device from functions, features from the actual D2 Digivices, and so on and so forth. Like, it's an interesting mix. Like, honestly, I like this. I like it a lot. Like, if you're going to take, you know, the whole D2 thing and then say, like, what do you want the D2 to have actually been? I think I would have liked for it to have been this. It's still maintaining the core of what Digimon virtual pets are, but you are getting that kind of, like, Digimon do change back to their forms at the end of the day thing. I think this is an ingenious solution. So for Skull Maramon to evolve further, we have no information. Like I said, the growth charts are incomplete. So from here, we could just chill with them. I mean, they're an ultimate Digimon. I think that's pretty cool. Like, you know, mission accomplished, so to speak. We could get them to Mega, supposedly, but like I said, there's no information for what Skull Maramon does. Most of the time, it just comes down to the chosen few Digimon that can evolve naturally into Megas, like Wergarurumon, but otherwise we could Jogress. I don't know who to Jogress with, though, so I won't even try, I guess. But I don't know, let me just go ahead and give you a rundown of their whole deal. Here's them eating a bread. Oh, get ready for this. Oh, yeah, here you come. Oh, here you come incinerating that bread. Oh, it's so beautiful. What a good, beautiful boy. And then here's some training. I also learned the shakes that are needed for each of my Digimon to get the good full hit. So, for Skull Maramon, and for Demi Devimon, and for Apemon, 28 is the perfect number of shakes. It's the only thing that I can find that'll get them to go all the way through the Play-Doh and be super happy, and it gives them 4 whole points of training. It's beautiful. As for Petite Maramon, what was it? I think, hold on, I actually documented this stuff because I think it's important to contribute to what we know about these things. Yeah, okay, so Petite Maramon's good shakes were 19 and 20. Either of those work. Demi Devimon's and Apemon's were both 28, and then, yeah, Skull Maramon's is also 28. I did not find or record Mokumon's. I just didn't, so I guess maybe if we go back around and do another run, I might be able to figure that out. But isn't that neat? Isn't it strange the way they are? A cycle. Every day, you could just do it all over again. It's pretty cool. It lets you experience more of the device every day, right? There is, of course, the issue of them going back to the same rookie every time, so if you want to get something that's not Demi Devimon, I believe in this one there's like 2 other rookies. I think there's 3 rookies in each of these pendulum cycles. To get back to those, you would just have to wait for their lifespan to end, and I believe it's generally the same as usual. Like today, they're just 1, So we still, they're Skull Maramon, they're a 1-year-old Skull Maramon, but we still have a little ways before they would, you know, die, I guess. You could also just reset the device. I don't think there are any negatives to that, but I don't want to do that, okay? Remember, I'm the unofficial, official digital pet boy. I have to care for the Mons. I love them, and I want them to be comfortable. Also, I kind of want to figure out if I can get Skull Maramon to evolve. Like, all their stats are full. Their chunks are there, you know. I know some Digimon require care mistakes to evolve, but so far they haven't changed in a while, and they've been in the state for a few hours. So why don't, maybe, let's pump up their chonk a bit. Let's bring them up to like 55. Okay, 59. Why not? I'm going to let them set at 59 for a little while, and I'm just going to see if that does anything, and if it doesn't, then I'll bump it up to 62 and see if that does anything, and if it doesn't, and they go back to Demi-Devimon, I'll try going down a whole different path. Not that there's any information on how to get anything other than 8mon from Demi-Devimon, but by golly, we're going to try! Oh yeah, and there was also another form of training we didn't get to try. This one you're able to access once you get to rookie form, or maybe even before that, but at least I was able to do it in rookie form. It's just a random partner Digimon will pop up. In this case, it looks like it's just Devimon, and then you just do what you do before. So it's weird, because in this mode, it doesn't tell you what your shakes were, so you can't tell whether or not you got the right number of shakes, but here we go. Yeah, okay. Don't know if it was the perfect number of shakes, but it was a good enough number of shakes, because, oh, that got through and wiped out. Oh, it didn't wipe out Devimon. Okay. I wasn't really good at counting how many shakes I did there, so, oh, darn it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, because the difference between 28 and 29, it's a very big difference. Like, 28, all the Play-Doh. 29, one small dink on the Play-Doh. So you have to be very careful. I once again did not count just there, but hopefully we'll be, oh. Man, alright, take that, Devimon. That's what you get for hurting people and sucking blood and stuff. Or no, I guess that's my Otismon. Well, still, you kind of like, or part of that whole crew. Okay, so I'm holding you partially responsible. Oh no! That training made them lose weight. Oh, if only it was so fast, eh, folks? Here, 55, this jumps it up 2 every time you eat it, think? Okay, I just gave them 1. Yeah, okay. That jumped up their weight by 2. Let's give them a couple more. Or just 1 more, bring back up to 59. Okay. That's awesome. I really like that. And so as far as care mistakes and weight and all that goes, like, literally in the guide that I've been looking at, it'll say, like, weight requirements, and then comma, and then question marks, because we don't know exactly if there's anything else that contributes to that. There clearly are in some cases, but we just don't know. But having said that, I'm down to do a few runs, and maybe once they get to like age 3 or 4, if we've for sure seen all the Digimon, maybe I'll reset it at that point. Just, yeah, give it a couple days of the old college try, just to see if we can contribute more information to the project. The project being figuring out what the heck the Pendulum Cycle does. Let's go see how everyone in the Discord's doing. Epic Pikachu has got a Digivice version complete, and they're asking if anyone else's screen has a warp like theirs does. Warp is in that kind of double image, because if it's the double image thing, I'm pretty sure that's normal, but I assume they must be referring to this kind of this kind of warping looking effect. I wonder if is that something? Does anyone have any information on that? I mean, maybe that's a feature. Maybe on the list of things that make it complete is the fact that the screen's a little warped. Makes it kind of rainbow. It's nice, I guess. Crosshinder shares us a picture of their Digimon game on the Wonder Swan. I completely misunderstood what a Wonder Swan was back in the day, and so when people started posting these screenshots with the Digimon game, I was like, wait, this is not the thing where you look into it and everything's red. That's a different thing. So now I've got this whole new device, this whole new thing that I really, really want, especially because I want to play the Digimon game, because this game looks pretty much like the Tamagotchi Game Boy game, but with Digimon, and I love that game so much. Agent Digidude says they finally got Megadramon and Gomamon from a Hell Wave, and then they said, lol, help, asterisk, as in, not a Hell Wave. Although that did sound pretty cool, and it would make sense that Gerald would come out of a Hell Wave. That just makes all of the sense. So my plan with Skull Maramon is basically to just try them at various levels of Chonk, and then if that doesn't get me anything within a few hours, I'm going to start experimenting with care mistakes. I might as well start letting their strength fall. I am kind of worried that also would have a pretty strong influence. There's just too many variables. There's just too many variables here. It's going to take a lot of work, but I'm excited for it. So yeah, I look forward to it. I hope you do as well. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks, patrons, for supporting this channel, especially Shifter, Dog Trainer 89, and Kitsy Fluff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one.